My dad was always about get it done. You know, he was always had a can-do attitude, and he was a very honest man. And he hit the ground running, whatever it was. He was really involved in it. And if you weren't a part of what he was doing, then you had to catch up, you know. And I remember one day there was a doubleheader against the Atlanta Braves, and I said to my dad, I said, boy, it'd be really good to it'd be nice to go to the Pirate game. And he said, well, we got to paint the front porch. I kept saying, well, you know, the game's going to start, and you know, and he never said anything. I never heard anything, and then we finished the porch, and I figured we weren't going to the game or whatever. And he said, well, you better go and change your clothes. And I said, why? He goes, we're going to the game. So, so we went to doubleheader, and it was a lot of fun with my dad. My dad was not an emotional person. He used to really hide his emotions. It was more about what he did than what he said. He was a leader by example. I think my dad set a good example with loving my mother. I always felt like he respected her and really treated her very kind, and it was a good example for me as a husband and a father. Just the way he treated his wife. It was always with respect, and he would always, you know, just treat her like she was the greatest thing, you know. When I was in high school, we traveled a lot of places, and I dreamed of going somewhere, and I thought I could live anywhere in the United States because we had traveled a bunch. I just never really thought I'd be back in Pittsburgh. But when the Lord works in your heart, you know, it's hard to say no. And I really felt like in my heart I was supposed to come back here. Initially, I didn't want to be a part of it, partly because my dad was here and ultimately was the boss. But I looked at him as, I just really respected my father. I thought he was a great man, and I wanted to honor him. And I think he would have wanted me to be involved in the ministry in some sort of way, but he never pushed me to be like the head of the ministry or told me like someday you're going to be in charge. You know, he always respected what I felt interested in and what I felt called to be, and so that was a good relationship. One of my dad's interests was creation science. He started a TV program really with no budget. We just built a set, kind of like a scientific laboratory.
And on this program, we deal with the creation evolution issue.
When my father passed away in 2000, we started an Origins Fund because we thought that would honor him more than flowers would. And people really got on board with that. So in 2004, we started with a brand new set and PowerPoint and tried to, you know, make it a little more up-to-date graphically and that sort of thing. And so we started doing the Origins program again. And in the beginning, I wasn't really into it. But the more I learned about it, I could understand what my father was talking about all those years. And it's really grown on me, and I really feel like it's something really unique that is really not on television, that you really can't find. And we've gotten requests to get it translated into Chinese and Russian and Spanish, and now just recently Greek, which is really interesting. I feel like my father would be happy that we're continuing doing the program, and I know a lot of people that respected my father that I talked to really think it's still something very important that we continue to do. I sensed my father's love in different ways than maybe a lot of people would. When I became a father and my parents would come over and see my kids, and I would see the way my dad was so excited to hold one of my kids, and I was thinking, wow, he really does really have an emotional side to him that I'd never seen with us so much. But when he was holding my kids, you know, just very expressive of his love. And just now that I'm a grandfather, I understand that.